Two 20-point comebacks over the Boston Celtics. The New York Knicks have punched the Boston Celtics in the face. The Boston Celtics are playing the best team they have faced in the playoffs in the past 2 years. The Knicks built a roster to do exactly this, to punch the Boston Celtics in the face. They are now 5-0 on the road in the postseason this year. And like I said just a second ago, the Celtics have not faced a team that has been better than the New York Knicks going back to last postseason. No better team. The Celtics, besides, they have never trailed since last postseason a single series. The Knicks now lead them 2-0. They took two games that they should not have won. That they should the Celtics sucked 2 games ago, right? Game one, the Celtics could not make a 3-point shot if their life depended on it. Today, they shot a little bit better, not great. But the fact of the matter is, they had a 20-point lead in game one. They had a 20-point lead in game two, and the Knicks kept on fighting. I got to give a lot of credit to Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson has been playing his freaking ass off in these first 2 games of the series, and we've said it all season long, right? We said it all season long. The Knicks were 0-7 against the top 3 teams, but that's the regular season. What happens also when they get their anchor back? What happens when they get Mitchell Robinson back? This Mitchell Robinson wasn't in the last playoffs. He wasn't in the playoffs in the last really 3 years. We have seen barely any Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs. Mitchell Robinson is showing his value in this postseason, specifically the first 2 games of this Celtics series. Offensively, the second chance points that the Knicks got, even Josh Hart. Josh Hart is a great rebounder with or without Mitchell Robinson, but he's a much better rebounder with Mitchell Robinson on the floor at the same time. The second chance points that Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson provided them tonight was huge. That was the biggest reason that the Knicks were able to launch a comeback. The second chance opportunities. Not only that, the defense down the stretch. I mean, defensively, were they shaky at some points in the game? 100%. But when it mattered most, the Knicks stepped up. Jalen Brunson, he only scored what? I think Jalen Brunson only had 18 points tonight. Jalen Brunson only had 18 points tonight, and the Knicks still have a 2-0 lead over the Boston Celtics. So you got to give a lot of credit to him, too, because at the tail end of that game, he did what he needed to do. He got to the free throw line when the Knicks were down 1. He put them up by 1 with what, like 12 seconds left, and the Knicks did what they did best. When it matters most, they lock up. They lock up. They look like the Knicks team that was so physical last year in the playoffs and the year before that and the year in 2020. They look physical again. Josh Hart said it at the end of game 1. He said they got beat with bats by the Detroit Pistons, and they brought their bats over to Boston, and they got 2 more wins, I should say, and then they're in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Oh, and hey, the Indiana Pacers right now, they're up 2-0 on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So who even cares about who we face next series, because we still got to get past the Celtics. It's still going to be tough to do. The Celtics are still the defending champs. The Celtics still have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard. They have a load of talent. They had a load of depth. They have one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the NBA. But the Knicks have a 2-0 lead. They have the advantage. They need to capitalize. They just need to win 2 games in the next 5. They win 2 games in the next 5. They go on, and they're in the Eastern Conference Finals, potentially against the Indiana Pacers. And the Pacers, they beat us last year when we were hurt, when we were down. They shouldn't have won that series, in my opinion, but they did because of attrition. They did because the Knicks were not healthy. So I don't even really want to talk about potentially playing the Pacers in the Eastern Conference semifinals, because the Pacers still need to get back one of the best teams in the league, a top 3 team of the Cavs, and we still need to get back we still need to beat the best team in the NBA, the defending champions, the Boston Celtics. But so far, off to a great start. And then nobody, and I mean nobody, gave the Knicks a real chance to not only in this series, but to win 1 or 2 games. Even after their game 1 victory, the story wasn't about the Knicks winning. It wasn't. It was about, well, the Celtics missed a ton of threes. The Celtics are going to smoke them and show them why they don't deserve to be on the same court of them. That's what Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports would say, right? Big Celtics fan. Oh, the Knicks don't deserve to be on the same court as the Celtics. Well, I don't think the Celtics deserve to be on the same court as the Knicks right now, because they just blew 2 20-point leads in consecutive games. And like I said, nobody gave the Knicks a freaking chance in this series, not only to win one game, but to win two games. And here they are with a 2-0 lead, heading back to Madison Square Garden for the next two. All they got to do is win one out of these two games at home, and then they're just one win away. One win away. Win two in the next five, and we are there. We are there. And then you really got to start believing that this team that was really built to be championship contenders, that was built to stop the Boston Celtics, because that's why we have OG Anunoby and McCall Bridges. We brought in Karl Anthony Towns to have another star player around Jalen Brunson. We brought these guys in to build a championship compatible roster. And right now, they're showing that Leon Rose is a genius. Tom Thibodeau, with all the slack, every single bad thing you could think about Tom Thibodeau, I mean, he stuck to his plan. He is a stubborn head coach. He stuck to his plan. I really loved when he kept Mitchell Robinson out there to get that one more foul to get them at the bonus down the stretch in the fourth quarter. I think that was a genius move. And then you plug in OG Anunoby, like, yeah, you want to foul Mitch? Keep fouling Mitch. And then once we're in the bonus, he's gone. He's gone. So that was genius. And really the only reason they're fouling Mitch, this is the one thing I've noticed. When Mitch is on the court, the Knicks defenses lock up. The Knicks are getting more second chance opportunities. So the reason Joe Mazzulla is fouling Mitchell Robinson right now so much is not only to put him on the free throw line, because I get it. Mitchell Robinson is a terrible free throw shooter. He airballed one today. But the reason they're fouling him is so Tom Thibodeau is forced to pull him out of the game. And I really don't want him to keep pulling him out of the game. But that's the reason that Mazzulla is they just keep fouling Mitch so they can pull him off the court, because he knows when Mitch is on the court, they can't buy anything in the paint. They can't get defensive rebounds as much as they're used to getting. So that's the reason they keep fouling Mitch. The hack of Mitch, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Please keep doing it, because so far it has not worked out. It has not worked out for the Celtics. They're down 2-0 right now when the Knicks are going back for two straight games in Madison Square Garden, the loudest arena, probably the loudest sports stadium in all of sports. There is nothing like a Knicks arena filled with psychos. Especially, you thought the Knicks were crazy when the Bing Bong, remember 2 years ago when the Knicks beat the Celtics in the first game of the regular season? And Knicks fans acted like they won an NBA Finals? Imagine what they're going to be doing in that arena in Game 3 with the Knicks leading the defending champion Celtics. They're leading them 2-0. I can't imagine. If the getting price wasn't $600, I would love to go. I would love to go. But unfortunately, the getting price is $600. But there's still some psychos like me that really can't afford a $600 ticket that will still purchase a $600 ticket because they're psychotic. They are psychotic. That's what we are as Knicks fans. Like this game, it was tough to watch. For a long part of this game, it was tough to watch. But the Knicks did what they did best. They got it close within the last 2 minutes, and they let Jalen Brunson do his thing. And that's what I've said the key to this series was. That's really the key to every single game with the Knicks. You have the clutch player of the year. And I know it's a stupid award, but in general, even with or without the award, in today's league, in today's game, in 2025, if there is 2 minutes on the clock left and it is a 3-point game, there is nobody else you'd rather have with the ball in his hands than Jalen Brunson, and he proved it yet again tonight. So let's go over some stats so we can keep giving credit. I got to give credit to Deuce. Deuce off the bench in the Pistons series was terrible. So far through the first two games, McBride has been fantastic. McBride comes off the bench. He only scores 5 points, but he was a +9 tonight on the court because he was great at defense. Let's go to the other guy on the bench. Knicks only played 3 guys off the bench, and one of them only got 4 minutes in campaign. Campaign was pulled right off that court after that 4 minutes. Mitchell Robinson got 22 minutes tonight, snagged 8 rebounds, was 3 of 5 from the field. He scored 6, and he was a +19. He was the only guy on the Knicks that was at least above +10. In fact, out of all players on the court tonight, including the Boston Celtics, do you know what the best plus-minus? Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson does so many little things that help the Knicks. The second chance opportunities that he gets with those offensive rebounds, the shot blocking ability. I mean, tonight, He didn't have a block, but he's still a presence in that paint. He's still a menace in that paint. The Celtics cannot attack the rim outside of one Jason Tatum dunk at the tail end of the game. They cannot score in the paint when Mitchell Robinson is there. I also like Thibodeau playing Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns a surplus of minutes together tonight. Usually we haven't seen that all year, even in the regular season. Thibodeau was very hesitant to put Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson on the court at the same time, but he did that tonight. He went away. I know I just called him stubborn, but he wasn't stubborn in that with that decision. He wasn't. And I love that he's trusting Mitch, because Mitch is really the anchor of this team, especially him off the bench, whereas he used to be a starter. He used to be our starting center. Now having him off the bench, that is huge. Absolutely huge. You don't just need guys off the bench that come in and light it up on the score table. You need guys that can go out there and be dogs. You need guys that can go out there and be menaces in the paint, like Mitchell Robinson has been so far in the first 2 games of this series. I mean, McCall Bridges, you got to give him a lot of credit. He was a donut. He was 0 for 7 through the first 3 quarters. Then he comes up in the fourth quarter, gets a 7-0 run just by himself, scores the first 7 points. He went absolutely off in the fourth quarter. He scored 14 points in the fourth. He ended up changing his 0 of 7 to 6 of 18. He finished with a -6 today. But, I mean, he was also on the court for 42 minutes. Again, out of both teams in this game, McCall Bridges played the most minutes out of anybody. 42 minutes, tied with Josh Hart for the lead there. Got to give some credit to Josh Hart, too. Josh Hart, probably the best postseason game of his career. Maybe the best game I think I've seen from him in his entire Knicks career. I'm not sure about Villanova, but he might have probably had a better game in Villanova. But Josh Hart, 42 minutes tonight. We already know he's out there almost every single minute of every single game. He is the one guy on this team who doesn't really care about the minutes. He always says, I want to be out there. I don't care Tibbs is playing me all these minutes. I want to be out there. He goes out there for 42 minutes, shoots 9 of 15 from the field, cashes 3 threes. The guy who at one point this season was literally scared to shoot from behind the arc, shot 50% from the 3-point line, made 3 of them, only missed 3 of them, got to the line once, was 2 of 2 from the free. Actually got to the line twice on 2 and 1s, made both his free throws, 3 of 6, 6 boards, 23 points. Karl Anthony Towns went absolutely off in the first half, really kept this game close. So you got to give him a lot of credit, because without his first half performance, the Knicks aren't in it at the end of the game. He ended up finishing with 34 minutes, 21 points, 17 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns has been a rebound merchant this year. He set a career high with rebounds this year. He grabbed 12.8 rebounds per game in the regular season, but a lot of them were defensive rebounds in the regular season. Something has changed in this series with Karl Anthony Towns. It started against Detroit, but it's amped up against the Boston Celtics. His ability to go out there and grab offensive rebounds. I mean, this guy is huge. He's a great 3-point shooter, but he's also 7 foot tall, 248 pounds. He's a very big man. So he can go out there if he really wants to. And like he's showed us in the first 2 games of this series, if he wants to, he can go out there and snag you offensive rebounds. He can get you second chance opportunities. Multiple putbacks from Karl Anthony Towns tonight on Knicks missed shots. OG Anunoby only scored 5 points, but he still played great defense, so you got to give him credit there. And then my guy, Jalen Brunson. I think he's everybody's guy. Only 17 points, but most of them came when they mattered most. In the last 3 minutes of that game, I mean, the 3-point shots that he hit tonight, he only hit 2 of them, but they were very clutch threes. He was terrible tonight, offensively. He was terrible. 6 of 19 from the field, but he stepped up in the last 3 minutes of the game, and he became Jalen Brunson again. And this entire series, the key for these next hopeful 2 wins, the key to those wins will be make it a close game within the last 2 to 3 minutes of the game and put the ball in Jalen Brunson's hand, and you should walk away with the win. Because I don't care that Jaylen Brown is a finals MVP. I don't care that Jason Tatum is an MVP candidate year in and year out, a gold medalist. I don't care that the Knicks were 0-4 against them in the regular season. I don't care that they were 0-7 against the top 3 teams in the NBA in the regular season. The Knicks have a championship roster. The Knicks, arguably, we said it even before the season started, the Knicks have the best starting 5 in the NBA, and they're showing it in these first 2 games. They need to win 2 more in the next 5, and the Knicks go on to face either the Pacers, who are up 2-0, or the Cavaliers, who are down 0-2. And wouldn't it be awesome if the Knicks can get by the Celtics and we go into the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers and we have a chance at redemption? Wouldn't that be something? I know it's so early to be talking about because even being up 2-0 against the Boston Celtics feels like it's really only up 1-0, but it's definitely huge. The Knicks had a must-win game tonight because if they go down in this game, then the Celtics only need to win 3. Now they still have to win 4 before we win 2. So that's why this game was just as important as game 1. We punched them in the face in game 1. Well, now we just knocked them down. They're going to get back up in game 3. But can the Knicks win at least one game at the Garden? If they can, I think the Knicks have a very good chance at pulling one of the biggest upsets in the modern era of sports. Because nobody, absolutely nobody, gave the Knicks a chance before this series started. Nobody. I want to check the odds real quick before I do hop off this. Thank you for everybody watching, by the way, whether you're on Facebook, X, or YouTube. I did say I would do a New York double play pod to talk about the Mets and Yanks, but Mets did get the win, 7-1, Juan Soto homer twice. Yankees almost got no hit, but Devin Williams is in a tie game at the top of the 10th inning, so we'll see how that one ends for the Yankees with their guy Devin Williams out there. But maybe we'll do a night. I'll record a pod and post it tomorrow about the Mets and Yanks. But this is strictly Knicks right now, strictly Knicks. A lot of feelings, getting some feelings off my chest. But going into the series, the Celtics, they were a minus 900 favorite to win the series. Minus 900. You'd have to put $100 to win. I think either 90. I think $100 to win what? $9? I don't know. I'm not good with gambling, but I know minus 900 is a pretty large gap. So now the Knicks are favored to win this series with a minus 118, and the Celtics are a plus 100. So if you want to double your money and you're feeling confident in the Celtics. But here's what's weird. The Knicks are favored to win this series, but the Celtics still have the second best odds outside of the OKC Thunder to win the NBA Finals. So the Celtics are now underdogs to win this series, but they're also they have the second best betting odds to win the NBA Finals. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Let's check the Eastern Conference. Who's got the best odds to win the Eastern? Yeah, again, the Knicks now have the second best odds to win the Eastern Conference, but the Celtics still have the better odds to win the conference. I don't understand. I don't understand what Las Vegas is doing with those odds, but listen, man, all that matters is the Knicks have flat out punched the Boston Celtics in the face. They have never faced a better team in the postseason over the last 2 years other than the New York Knicks. They have not faced a better team than the New York Knicks in the past 2 postseasons. And here they are. The Knicks are up 2-0. They built this team. They brought in OG. They brought in McCall to stop Tatum and Brown. They brought in Karl Anthony Towns to join Jalen Brunson as a co-star. And they brought in, obviously, Josh Hart a few years ago to be that pit bull that he is. Mitchell Robinson, they kept him because they knew how valuable he could be as a defensive anchor off the bench. Miles McBride a few years ago, drafted in the second round, and everybody thought that it was going to be Quentin Grimes. And then here we are 3 years later, and now it's Deuce. Now it's Deuce over Barrett, over Obi, over wow. Leon Rose. Got to give Leon Rose a lot of credit. Got to give Leon Rose a lot of credit for building this roster. Got to give a lot of credit to Tibbs because everybody said the Knicks couldn't win with Tibbs. The Knicks needed to get rid of Tibbs. That was what we were hearing even after they beat the Detroit Pistons. Even after they won round 1, everybody, including Knicks fans, were saying, we got to get rid of Tibbs. We can't win a championship with Tibbs. And here we are. Tibbs has his team up 2-0 over the Boston Celtics. Nobody gave the Knicks a real chance. Nobody. And here we are. 2 more wins. 2 wins in 5 games, and the Knicks are going to be 4 wins away from the NBA Finals. Let's freaking go, baby. That's it for me. I'll record a New York double play pod, post it tomorrow morning, because the Yankees, as I last checked, they were top of the 10th with, that freaking stupid Manfred runner. I hate that freaking rule. The California rule is what they used to call it. Now we call it the Manfred rule because Rob Manfred decides to act like the MLB is a travel baseball league and puts a runner on second in extra innings, and that just pisses me off. That is the stupidest thing ever. And then when it comes playoff time, that rule just disappears. It disappears. It is the only professional sports league that changes the rules when the playoffs come around. It makes no sense to me. I love the pitch clock. I love it. I hate the Manfred rule with the runner on second. Makes no sense to me. But Devin Williams on the bump. Hopefully he can get through his struggles as of late. He's got over a 10 ERA right now. Soto hit 2 bombs. So we'll talk about that more on the double play pod if you want to join me tomorrow. But man, oh man, the Mets and the Yankees, they can both lose 5 games in a row. They can both lose 5 games in a row, and I wouldn't give a damn because the Knicks, maybe I'd give a damn, actually. I'd give a damn. The Knicks, though, best team in New York right now, baby. Best team in New York. Closest New York team to a championship right now, and they're up 2-0 against the reign and defending Boston Celtics. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, whether you're on X, YouTube, Spotify on the audio version, whether you're on Facebook. If you do want to go over to my YouTube page, I'm at 399 subscribers. So that means I'm 1 away from 400. Simple math there. 400 minus 399 is 1. So if one of you is watching and you're not subscribed, be number 400. Be number 400. I won't give you a giveaway. I won't give you a Knicks ticket because it's $600 to get in. But maybe you could be the 400th subscriber and give me $600 so I can go to the Knicks game in the Garden this Saturday. All right, I'm out of here.